What video do you think we're filming today?
Chat video where we're going to be like talking about something not distressing but just digging a bit deep, you know, so I think it's going to be that. Am I right?
That's a pretty good guess, but I just need to get one thing because I didn't get it before. So.
God, I hope you're not going to give me a spider or something. Oh yay! Do you know what, it's so funny that you got those because I was going to say to you, literally I was going to say to Kaiyyah, do you know what, I fancy a Marks and Spencer's can. Oh my god, like you read my mind.
It's a Boozy girl chat video.
Oh right, okay. So it's what I thought, but
Yeah.
with drinks.
Yeah. Hey family, and welcome back to my channel. We have a special guest in today's video. It's my BFF, June Stay. She'll be linked down below. Today we have a really fun video. We're going to be doing a Boozy girl chat. So I've got some spicy little questions, some controversial questions, questions designed to dig deep, and because our inhibitions will be lowered by the alcohol, you will be getting all of the tea.
Ah. Who is your celebrity crush? There isn't really anyone I fancy. Do you think, is there anyone I fancy that you know of?
There's not really anyone I fancy. Do you think, is there anyone I fancy that you know of?
You don't fancy anyone, what's wrong with you?
Just can't think of any. I'm sure there's no one that stands in my mind. Not really. Who do you think? Who would you say I fancy?
Thinking of a guy that used to be in Desperate Housewives.
Oh yeah, that's like when I was like 14 years old. But I still think he's hot. Okay, his name's Jesse Metcalfe. He used to play John the gardener in Desperate Housewives, and when I was a teenager I thought he was so hot. Like, I used to have a semi-naked picture of him on my wall in my bedroom. I'm surprised my mum let me have that actually, because it was a little bit racy-ish, and his wife's mixed race, so if I ever bump into him, jokes. But yeah.
By the way, just spilling the first bit of tea, June really likes old men.
I do really like old men.
She does. We went on holiday and there was this guy and he had like silver hair. How old were we? Like 21 or something?
Yeah. When we went to
Venice. And she was obsessed with this guy. He was like 50. He had completely grey hair and she was just like, oh my god, he's so hot.
It's not that I particularly like older guys. I'm so open with my likes. I'm so open with who I like. So I could fancy anyone. Oh, that sounds really
Your
wrong.
granddad.
No.
Your granddad.
Yeah, I like young guys too.
I've got two. See if you can guess who they are.
Oh, I know, but he's not really, I don't know if he's a celebrity. He kind of
He's
is
not
now.
a crush, but I just love him.
Ovi from Love Island.
No.
Oh.
Okay, obviously I'm obsessed with him, but
Yeah, she's really obsessed with him. I mean, everyone's obsessed with him. I'm obsessed with him too, but okay,
come
not
on,
him.
who am I obsessed with? Like, it's not a crush, but I'm just obsessed.
Oh, I know. I forgot his name though, but I know.
No.
What's his name?
You can get it. Yeah?
Been broken.
You sang that song, yeah?
What's his name? Stormzy.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. Stormzy, yeah. Kaiyyah absolutely loves Stormzy.
I'm obsessed with Stormzy.
What is it that you like about
I
him?
love his music, I love his personality. He's just amazing. Like, he's just such a good artist. I don't know. Sometimes I have dreams about him.
Really?
I've had
Oh my
multiple
God.
dreams about him. When I found out he had a girlfriend, I was like,
Yeah.
like when I saw her picture, I was like, because she's curvy as well. And I was
She's very tall. She's beautiful. She's beautiful and so funny. Like hilarious. So are you.
anyway. Yeah, but I haven't even met Stormzy.
Well, I've not met Jesse Metcalfe.
She has. Who is the second celebrity crush?
Give me another clue. I don't
They
know.
did a song with Stormzy. They've done actually multiple songs with Stormzy.
I don't know if it's the one I'm thinking of, but I don't think you have a crush on him, so I don't think this is right. Ed Sheeran.
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yes.
You've never actually said to me you like him like that. I thought you just
What?
I thought you just
Do you know I
idolised
had a
him.
crush on Ron Weasley and Ed Sheeran?
No, you've
And
never
I
told
liked
me
Ed
that.
Sheeran more because he was like, people used to call him Ron Weasley, and I had a crush on Ron Weasley.
Kai, you've never told me that ever in my life. I never knew that you fancied him. I knew that you like loved him. Like Ed Sheeran is Kaiyyah's. Like she's been loving Ed Sheeran from day, like before he was popular.
Before he was popular, I was there, Ed. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I knew that, but I thought it was just like you loved his music. I didn't know you were into him like that. Yeah.
I really like his body.
So random.
And
Stormzy and Ron Weasley.
yeah, I
love.
like gingers. I just have a thing about gingers. I don't know why. Like, it's not even as if I particularly like ginger hair, but sometimes when I see gingers, I just like get obsessed with them.
Interesting. I'm learning new things too, guys. Not just you.
Whoa.
What?
Tea will be spilt. Do you feel confident without makeup?
Oh, interesting.
No lies. The answer is when I've drank loads of water, had lots of sleep, done a face mask, and kept up with my skincare. Yes. And when my hair's done.
I'd still say that is yes, you feel confident without makeup, because you can still go out without it. Because I'm the same. Like, I'm fine to go out like without makeup. Like, I never feel like, oh, I look so awful. Like, I never think that. But admittedly, I love makeup and I love how it enhances what you already have, and I do feel more like sassy, ready for the day. So it's not that I don't feel comfortable without it. I just, if I have time, I just prefer to wear it. But I think that's it's the same as like, you know, when you go out and you wear a nice outfit. To me, that's what makeup is. So it's the same as like wearing a hoodie, going out in a hoodie, or going out in like a nice top and jeans or something. That's how I see makeup. So yeah, I would still say
Yeah, okay, that's true, yeah. I feel confident, like, I go to the gym, I go town, I go shopping, anything without makeup. But then if I'm looking a bit drained and I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, oh God, should have put some concealer on.
So yours is more like if you look
I
a
don't
certain
look
way.
good, yeah. So if I've slept, if I've like, my skin looks dewy and just really nice, then I am like,
Yeah.
no makeup girls. But if that's not the case, then I'm like, oh no.
Not too sure.
Yeah. Makeup has its place, but if you can't go out without it, you might need to do some mental adjustment.
Yeah, you should never feel like, oh, I don't want anyone to look at me or anything like that. You should always feel comfortable enough to go out. Love how this is worded, like Love Island styly. What is your type on paper? There isn't really one type that I like. Is this physical or personality?
Could do both.
I'll do both. Obviously, personality overrules everything. The main things for me is that you have like a similar sense of humour to me. It doesn't have to be similar to me, but just as in like you're easygoing, like you don't take everything too seriously. I love having deep chats with a guy and being able to like, you know, talk about the future and talk about like why we think we are on Earth and, you know, things like that. But then I also love having a giggle and like laughing at, I don't know, something really stupid and light-hearted. So I love to have like the best of both worlds. So that's the main thing for me. There's nothing better, honestly, than when you're like all in your feels and you're just talking about something, you're connecting, and like it's so amazing. You've got to have a bit of banter. I love banter. I just love it. A bit of light-heartedness. So have I said my type then?
No, you just said
What I like?
you chat to them.
Yeah, that's my type.
June, that is not your type on paper.
What do you
I
mean?
want paper. I want 5'11". I want build. I want shoe size.
You want specific?
Yeah.
Okay, Funny.
You already said that.
Okay. Open-minded. Thoughtful.
Looks, please.
Looks. You're just like. Okay. Looks.
Paper. You don't put all of this on paper.
I would. I'm so open. Like, I really don't have a specific. Like, I do like a bit.
I'll tell you. Medium build, so they look athletic, like a tennis player build.
It's a bit skinny. Not that I mind.
Medium build, like not a tennis player, but basically a bit like Ovi, like medium build. He's a bit broader, but yeah, medium. Height's not really an issue. I mean, probably taller because we're quite short, but it's not really. He doesn't have to be 6'1" or anything. He doesn't have to be like completely chiseled, but she'd prefer not to be like a bodybuilder, like massive. Maybe a little bit of stubble, but not full on.
Yeah,
long
I was gonna say the only thing I could think of is I do like when a guy has a bit of facial hair. I find that sexy. So that yeah. Obviously, I couldn't answer my own question then. Oh, what about you?
My type on paper is a rugby player. Look, stocky, but not like horribly stocky. But they need to be like naturally packing. Like, I'm not into guys that are packing, but only because they go to the gym. I like guys. I don't like the 5 times a week guys that go to the gym.
No.
I like a 3 time a week guy, but he's just naturally packing.
Yeah.
That's my main requirement, to be honest. Yeah, I really like long hair in all forms, like long hair, man buns, dreadlocks, all types of long hair.
Yeah, you do.
Just something quirky about them. So, like, if they wear wooden bracelets or something. Or like those Jesus shirts.
Yeah. So you want
If they're
like,
a bit quirky.
yeah, so somebody who's like just finished doing their A-levels and it's like
No,
traveling.
so basically I'm saying not somebody that wears really tight skinny jeans and pink trainers and looks like a Jack the Lad type of guy.
Yeah, you don't
know the
want-
type of guys you see in All Bar One?
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
like that at
No,
all.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Rugby
Must be
player
different.
that's a bit, looks like they've just gone to Thailand on like a mystical retreat or something.
Yeah, a bit like hippie-ish vibes.
Yeah, I think that's probably why I like long hair.
Possibly, yeah.
Personality, funny, silly, kind. If they're not kind, get out of town. Generous, and not a, what's it called? Tight what?
Tight, like,
Yeah.
just tight with their money.
If someone's tight, no.
That's the worst thing, because we're both quite generous, and for the ones that we love, like, there's no
yeah. There's
limit.
nothing that's too big.
No.
So don't be coming near me with your vouchers, love. Do you, if you're on a date, do you offer to pay though? If it gets to the end?
Yeah, I do.
You have
Do
to offer.
Yeah, you've got to.
Yeah, I do offer, but it's not a genuine offer. If
Yeah, it's
anyone
just,
accepts that offer, they would.
Bad sign.
Yeah, I'd be like, no.
It's just, oh yeah, I'll go halves with you.
Yeah.
just get
Do you want me to go halves?
Get my purse.
Slowly looking through my bag.
Yeah.
Oh no, oh, okay. Chivalry. Yeah, that's one massive thing of my type. If they're not a gentleman, like, you can be a rugby player all you want. If you're not a gentleman, psh, no. Can you give advice for how to recognise a toxic relationship?
Oh. Yes, I do have a.
Yes, I do.
I do have quite a bit of experience on this, seeing as this was my first and only relationship. Been single for 5 years because it traumatised me so much. No, I'm joking. With toxic relationships, it starts off really, really small, and it's never going to be anything like big to start off with. Because think about it, if you're with someone and they were to like I don't know, start calling you names out of the blue or whatever, then obviously you'd be like, this is such a dickhead. So it happens in like really small little trickles over time. But I suppose the main things to look out for are making you feel like you're inferior, or making you feel as if like what you're saying is not valid.
So what kind of things would people do?
So, for example, like if you say you feel a certain way, maybe you're upset about something that your partner has done, and they might say, oh, it's just you. Like, you're being like way too sensitive. Like, you're being so over the top. You're being so dramatic. And then you start to think to yourself, oh yeah, okay, maybe I am starting to be dramatic. And then you sort of believe it, and then there'll be more things like that over time as well. So, as well, like little digs. So maybe digs about like how you look. It's completely fine for your partner to be like, oh, I really like this one instead, or like you want them to be honest. But things like making comments about other girls and like how you think that, you know, you'd look better if you look like that, like little things like that.
I did not know these levels, guys.
Yeah, those types of things.
Oh.
And making you feel sort of as if unloved. I guess it's like you always feel like you can do more, and you always feel like you're not good enough. So if someone makes you feel like you're not doing enough, and like you're always questioning yourself, then that's a really bad sign. But yeah, the main things to look out for is if someone like puts you down, especially like in front of other people. So like I've had experiences of where my ex would make little comments about me, whether it was about my personality or like the way I would do something in front of my family and friends. So like embarrassing your partner is like a really big one.
I just think whenever you're with somebody, it could be a friend or a family member or anybody, just how do you feel after your interaction with that person? Like, what's their vibe? How does their energy make you feel? So if you feel relaxed around them, if you feel happy, excited, obviously if you feel drained and like, I think drained is a big one. If you're with somebody that's toxic, you'll just feel drained and like trying to plod along. So that's a sign
that's
the
a big
relationship is toxic. And how do you get out of a toxic relationship? Because it can be really hard.
It's really, really difficult, because usually most of the time you'll have your friends and your family, so your closest ones, telling you what they think of your partner if they don't like them. But a lot of the time, even though you know that things aren't going well and you know things aren't right,
him, but you don't know him. Like,
is that what I used to say? It's really, really difficult. I think if you've got a friend or a family member that is in that situation, it's good to let them know that you feel that that person might be right for you.
Definitely.
But just really be aware, like, don't expect them to suddenly leave them or to end the relationship. Yeah. Don't try and upset them. Like, if they disagree with you,
don't push it, because you can end up pushing them away. And then when they need you, you won't be there, because they'll have already pushed you away. I
think, because for me, like, one of the last points for me was sort of when I was around my family and my friends, and I noticed how much I was being disrespected, to the point where like a few of my like friends and family mentioned it to me, and it sort of made me wake up a little bit. So I don't know, I think you just need time.
One thing that really helped me was when we were talking and I was like going through stuff with you, and then you just said to me, if this was me, or if this was your daughter or me, what would you want them to stay with this person? That made it easier for me to think like, no, I would not want anyone else to be treated like this. So why am I accepting it for myself?
Yeah.
That was kind of like the last straw for me.
Because you're so involved in the situation, it's so difficult to take yourself out of it and see it from a true perspective, because you do start thinking of things like, oh, he does this, but then he does this.
Yeah.
But then you realise those things that he does are
just like
normal.
Little drops.
They're normal things anyway. It doesn't make up for all the bad things that he does as well.
Just because he doesn't do stuff, or she, sorry.
Yeah, or she, yeah.
Just because somebody, basically, when someone's a shitty partner, you start thinking that when they just do one thing, that's amazing, but that's only because they're so shit that the one thing that they do, you're just gonna hang on to it and be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
It's because you're so thirsty for like actual love and attention because they're starving you of it.
Yeah.
That you're just like, ah.
They're making you feel insecure.
What is your opinion on influencers getting surgery and fillers? My opinion is, I know it's people's right to do whatever they want with their body, but I do think with so many people getting plastic surgery, fillers, lip filler, cheek, nose. Some people have, some people literally have their cheeks, nose, chin and lips.
Yeah.
And some of my favourite influencers have had surgery. But I just think it sets unrealistic standards for everybody else. So I think I don't really agree with it just because people say, oh, it's my pride. But you're presenting an image of like one image of what's beautiful, and I think nowadays literally if you go on Instagram everybody looks the same, like everybody does their makeup the same, everybody has the same like face shape because they've all had fillers to look the same. Like,
yeah, true.
I just think it's too much, and when people look too perfect just don't look real.
No, you don't. You want to look real.
Yeah,
I do notice how so many people, if they go to the same surgeon or like the same doctor that does their whatever they get done, like they do all look so similar.
like I just see people and then I'm like, oh, your butt does look quite big for your shape, and then turns out they've had a BBL.
BBL, just standard BBL.
The way people are just casually like, oh, I'm just going for my next surgery. Oh my gosh, this is what, okay. YouTubers getting veneers.
What?
I just think it's awful.
Are there many YouTubers getting
veneers? Loads. Because
those there are a few.
Basically, if you haven't seen anyone's getting my teeth done in Turkey videos, there's loads.
Cheaper in Turkey, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so much cheaper.
But you have to get your teeth filed down to tiny pins to get veneers on. And bear in mind, most of these people are in their early 20s and your teeth will literally rot and crumble underneath that veneer.
That is ridiculous.
They're not it's not something that you should do in your 20s.
No.
So just don't do it. This is a serious message. Instead of getting veneers, you can get bonded, what's it called?
Bonded, I know what you mean. Oh, there's a name for it. Yeah, I know what you mean. I can't think of it now. Like
Basically,
bonded fillings.
Yeah, bonded fillings, and they can shape your teeth.
Is it composites?
Something like that, but just search it. Just type in like bonded veneers. So basically, it can give you the look of nicely shaped teeth, but you don't have to file down your teeth at all. I've got one here, not because I wanted to fix my smile. It's because this tooth is broken because somebody hit me in the face with a seatbelt.
School trip. I always say never as well, because you never know what could happen at a different time.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if one of my boobs got cut off in an accident, I would get a boob job.
I mean, of course. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I feel the thing that really annoys me is the whole trend thing. Like, I've never really been one to follow trends as such. I mean, I must follow some little trends here and there, but I feel like a lot of people do things just because everyone else is doing them. Like, I'm sure everyone's having lip fillers because they're seeing so many other people with these plump lips and they're like, everyone else is doing it, I should do it too. And that's not a reason to do it. Like,
and these companies that they literally just reach out to influencers to get stuff done. It's especially influential in influencers.
Yeah.
Because celebrities, like, you expect them to have the best facialists and the best treatments, and you know that they got makeup artists and everything, so you know you're seeing not reality really. The thing that's made influencers blow up in popularity is just because they're so relatable. So you would see someone that looks like you, just like everyday people that you wouldn't usually see in mainstream media.
Yeah.
But now those everyday people are beginning to look
like
Well, the same,
celebrities,
and having cosmetic surgery, so you start thinking, okay, well, that's what I should look like.
yeah.
So I think it's worse than celebrities.
It's so subtle as well, because obviously on social media, when we see images of people that look completely airbrushed and things like that, it is so easy to like, it's not even something that you might have thought of before, but because you're seeing all these people with like pouty lips, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe should I try that?
I've been sucked into that. I kept on seeing loads of people with big bums, and I was just like,
thought-
oh my god.
Yeah, I've thought about like getting my lips done. I don't think I would do it, but I have thought about it. I don't know if I would do it though, because I don't know if it's worth doing it. And it's not that I think I look bad now. Like, I still feel like I look good now, but I have thought about it because I've seen other people do it too. But sometimes it depends on like what your morals are and everything. And like, I'm not against anyone that wants plastic surgery. Like, it's completely up to you. And like I said, I might in the future decide to do something. But as it stands now, I'm just like, just appreciate what you have and work with that.
Yeah, work on trying to accept yourself as you are and see yourself as beautiful as you are.
Yeah.
Before you do surgery.
Everything that you have, somebody else won't have, and everything someone else has, you won't have. So it's just how it is. Who's my favourite
Who's my favourite YouTuber?
Who's my
And you've got to
favourite
say it in an
YouTuber?
accent.
Really?
Any accent of your choice, yeah.
Right, I'm going to go with Australian because that's like my favourite accent to do.
Alright.
So my favourite YouTuber is... Oh, I can't whittle it down to just one though.
My favourite YouTuber is Ellie Darby.
I knew you were going to say that. Semi Maria, Ellie Darby, Mitchell Egg.
Alright.
So I've got the
There you
last
go,
question,
love.
guys. Oh my god.
Last question.
Oh, this is like, we're ending this on a deep one. How has racism affected you? Are we doing this in normal accent now?
Normal, yeah, I think
Okay. Normal. I feel weird talking normal accent.
Yeah, when I started talking in my accent, I was like, what is that?
Yeah, it's weird. Like,
Yeah.
it feels like my normal
Sounds
accent.
so
It's not natural.
forced.
Yeah, it's weird. Growing up, I grew up in a village called Bicester, which is like near Oxfordshire. So it was predominantly a white village. I think I was like the only black girl in school, mixed race girl in school, whatever you want to call it. But I never noticed a massive difference. I knew obviously that the colour of my skin was different, but it was never anything that I was never like, you know, teased for it or made to feel any different. And I always really loved the fact that I had a white dad and a black mum. Like, I really enjoyed being a bit different. But I think that's because I didn't have any like, any negative anything surrounding that. And then as I got older, I started to notice it a lot more, like going through secondary school and things like that, living in Birmingham, which is obviously a very multicultural city. Racism has affected me in the sense that, yeah, I'm aware of it when I never used to be aware of it. I think it's really sad that I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
That's the only quick way I can put it before your battery runs out.
I second that. So yeah, similar story. I grew up in a small town called Malvern, one of the best towns in the world in my opinion. But yeah, quite a racist town. Oops. Basically, when I was at primary school, I would say pretty much 50% of the children's parents were racist. I won't call the children racist because obviously they got the ideas from the parents. And I did get called names like on the street and stuff. Yeah. And basically I was the only like black person. There was like one Asian person. And funnily enough, I never got called the N-word. Yeah, I just always used to get called the P-word. When I had my hair straightened, people used to literally come up to me and like be like, ding, 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 ding. I was
Yeah,
like,
people used to say that about me as well.
Kids didn't want to play with me. I didn't get invited to parties. And then in year 5, we got selected onto different tables, and I got put on the table with most of the popular kids, and then they actually spoke to me because they hadn't previously spoken to me. They just judged me by, and then they're like, oh my god, you're actually so cool, and then I became popular from there.
Yeah.
But I don't even resent that. Like, their kids, their parents obviously told them stuff at home. What I resent is my university experience. When I was a kid, I was always like, well, they're just ignorant, like they don't know. But I went to like a top 10 university, and I did not imagine that people would actually judge me when I went to university. So that was the most sad thing for me. Freshers Week, you know, you go to a lot of events of different societies, and I wanted to go to the ACS Society. So I asked one of my flatmates if they'd come with me, because, you know, you don't want to go on your own. And they were like, oh, sorry, I can't come because it will be full of black people. And I was just so shocked. Basically, my university that I went to was very white, but I'd never even thought of that before I went. And I'd gone to scuba diving society, surfing society that week, French society, and you can imagine how many black people were at those society tasters. Okay, and there were no black people in my flat. So you're telling me that I've been to all these societies with you this whole time, and I didn't even notice that I was the only black person there. I didn't go, oh no, it's full of white people, I can't enter, like they're gonna eat my head. But I asked you to come to one event with me, you can't come because there's gonna be black people there, like, who are you? And yeah, a lot of ignorant stuff like that, like people just not treating me as if I was English when I am English, like treating me as if I was a foreign student. Like, people are like, oh, where are you from? Where are you from?
England.
Like, what is your problem? That just kills me, the ignorance, like treating somebody differently just because of the way they look, which I never, ever, ever thought would happen. Like, I literally didn't know that. Obviously, I knew that there were racist people, but I didn't know that that subtle type of racism existed among supposedly enlightened people. Because I grew up in Malvern, I was always used to hanging around with white people, so I didn't see it as I didn't see it as a thing. So like when people that you're used to start treating you differently, it's like
racism has affected me in that it's made me question who I am, but it's made me realise it doesn't matter if I am black or white or whatever, that I'm just me, and not to let other people's opinions and their judgments affect how I am, because I am who I am.
I'm not colourblind or whatever, but I don't see myself as a colour. Like you said, I just see myself as a person. Like as long as you don't internalise those negative opinions, and that's the thing that breaks my heart so much when I see people of colour just not feeling like they're good enough. It's horrible.
It is awful. It is awful. And you don't have to be a certain way as well. Like, there's no rule book that says that you are this if you do this, you are black if you do this, and stuff like that. Like, obviously there's certain cultural, you know, traditions and things that you do when you're from a certain race, but I think it's so unfair to just judge someone from what you see and you consider that to be wrong, so therefore that person is not this. I think that is ridiculous, because you don't, unless you know them, even then you still shouldn't be saying anything. But I'm the same, I'm sort of colourblind in the sense that, I don't think that you are your race. Of course it's a part of you and it makes you, you know, sort of what you are in a sense, but it's not you as a whole person. Like, it's not your thoughts, it's not your feelings, it's not your desires, it's not your motivation, it's
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us for this Boozy Girl Chat. We had a fantastic time chatting to you all. We are filming another video over on June's channel. It's gonna be another girl chat. So head over there to hear some more tea. It's piping hot, honey. And yeah, if you made it till the end, definitely subscribe to my channel and join our little family. I would love to have you here. And yeah, thank you.